What's up, wrestling fans? Jay Alletto here. I am live on YouTube. Live on YouTube. What is this? Jay Alletto of PWPNation.com here in the basement in the dojo. It's kind of weird and janky looking. I'm not really looking at the camera because the camera's right there, and I'm kind of looking at the screen just to see if anybody actually joins the live feed of this. PWPNation.com is not huge on the YouTube. See, I'm sounding like a weirdo anyway. But I'm here to discuss Backlash, and it's hilarious because just a couple minutes ago, I was hanging out upstairs outside of the dojo with my dog, and I said, "Oh, hey Bailey, should I review Backlash?" And she threw up on my shoe. No joke, no joke. Threw up right on my shoe. So listen, Backlash was not a great pay-per-view outside of Seth Rollins versus The Miz Intercontinental Championship match. I'm also watching the Sixers and Celtics live right now as well. Outside of that, Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles was a very good match until that crazy finish, which I don't think I've ever seen a count-out finish in a no DQ match. I don't think I have. If you have, please let me know at Jay Alletto on Twitter. But what they did was they ignored basic pro wrestling storytelling principles the entire night. That to me was very strange, very odd. I was not a fan of that. I gotta pause this TV. I'm not a fan of that at all. You had an opportunity to really have a great show and kind of launch the next part of WWE, the next saga of WWE, with Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe mainly, and that's where we really had a problem. I think basically everybody had an issue with that contest, and I think that's again across the board, everybody was kind of upset with that. It was ended up being the main event, which is odd as well. But we're going to review the whole show here. And, of course, I just mentioned Seth Rollins and The Miz kicked off the show. But in the pre-show, we had Bayley and Ruby Riott one-on-one. And, guys, this match underwhelmed. You had Sasha Banks backstage watching on screen. Nothing really happened. Riott Squad got involved. Other than building up the Riott Squad as a new force in the women's division, this match did nothing for me. I don't think it did anything for you either. Just nothing going here. Just basic, simple wrestling match. But don't get me wrong, Ruby Riott is very good. Bayley's very good. They're both great wrestlers, and it just was a match that really was meaningless because nothing happened. Sasha didn't come out. She just stood there and watched backstage. She had a little interaction between Sasha and Bayley before the match started backstage, which was also a little bit awkward. Just basic, get through the night storytelling here. Seth Rollins and The Miz was fantastic. The way The Miz worked the knee of Seth Rollins, I haven't seen a figure four executed in that much of an exciting fashion in years, many years. And that's what I loved mainly about that match. Just the figure four, the back and forth, near falls, Miz hitting that skull crusher finale twice and coming up just short. To me, that was gold. And I believe, the Miz is now out of that picture, but I believe the Intercontinental Championship is as big as it's been in 20 years, as viable as it's been in 20 years, as fun. And that's the main story here. As fun as it's been in 20 years. So you look at these competitors on the Raw roster and you say, who's next in line? Well, Finn Balor's already had his chance multiple times. The Miz is out of the picture. Does Bobby Lashley step up to the plate? What about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Do one of them step up to the plate here? I really don't know where they're going. And this show didn't give us any inclination on where that might be. Now, listen, guys. Don't be upset if our boy Jinder Mahal makes a run at the Intercontinental Championship. Okay? Don't be upset if that happens. He's not going to win it from Seth Rollins. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Seth Rollins, I believe, will hold that title for a long time. But, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if Jinder Mahal steps up and becomes the next challenger for the IC title. What does Finn Balor do? Listen, guys, could he get involved in the picture again? Yeah. Could he earn himself another title shot? Sure. Those matches are great. Balor versus Rollins. Everybody enjoyed their match on Raw last week. It was freaking phenomenal. Fantastic. But have they gone to that well one too many times? It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. Now, I'm also looking at the computer here. I'm going to tweet this out since we are live on Twitter. I don't have a Twitter follow. I don't have a YouTube following, but we're live here on YouTube, and I'm going to let you guys know. Sorry about the typing sound, everybody. I didn't do a review last night because I was so sick of that show. So sick of Backlash. All right. Let's see if we can get some viewership in here. Let's see. Do we have a chat room in here? Like, how does this work? Oh, you can do a share straight from the phone. That's cool, too. Let's see if we can share on social media. Let's see if we can share. So, like, you only share to Twitter. Interesting. All right, we tried. All right, we'll see what happens. Anyway, all right, so we all know that Seth Rollins and The Miz was fantastic, phenomenal. Make sure you guys check out pwpnation.com, by the way, for all your information on Backlash. We got a lot of stories up on that on the site. Next up, you have what's usually the cool me down match after such a fantastic contest. And this was booked that way. Everybody who watched the show and knows how wrestling is booked and usually put together kind of put this together, I believe. You should have anyway. Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, okay? Now, this wasn't going to, turn anybody... And this wasn't going to be a catch-as-catch-can classic by any stretch of the imagination. We knew it. I thought this was going to be short and sweet. I thought Nia Jax was going to continue to get the heat on Bliss and beat her down quickly, but this turned out to be very long and dragged. It was probably the reason why the pay-per-view went so long last night, was Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. So not a good match by any stretch. I give Alexa Bliss props for trying very hard, but it turns out that she might just be injured by Nia Jax. So it looks like she sustained a shoulder injury during the match, and that is a shame. So no word on Bliss, no word, but we'll just have to see if the injury is a work or not. I'm not sure it is a work. Nia Jax is now notorious for injuring other athletes on the roster. Terrible match. Nothing that I will ever remember after today. Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. Another match that fell flat for me. I mean, they worked hard. They tried to tell a story. The U.S. title is more important being fought over by these two Hall of Fame worthy competitors. Okay? That's just a matter of fact. It's worth more being with these two than it is with Jinder Mahal, than it is with, a Dolph Ziggler, something along those lines. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. Decent match, nothing crazy. Clean win. No real story here. And this is what I said in the beginning. The storytelling aspect of the show was terrible. Had some story in the next match. Daniel Bryan, Big Cass. Bryan wins clean with a tap out in the middle of the ring. But we knew what was going to happen next. Since he won that way, we knew. I didn't think that Big Cass was going to tap out clean. I thought they were protecting Big Cass, but it turns out they're not. So Daniel Bryan gets the win. Big Cass beats down Bryan again. Again. They're going to the well one too many times here as well, man. Like, at what point... I know he gets a lot of sympathy. I know he's the ultimate underdog, and Daniel Bryan, former world champion, now working his way back up the ladder to try to, I guess, get back to the greatness level that he was at. Listen, guys, he's the best, one of the best, top 5 wrestlers in the entire world. The guy is fucking amazing, bro. Daniel Bryan is a great wrestler. He's a phenomenal wrestler. No pun intended to AJ Styles, but he's in the top 5 or 10 on anybody's list. I think that goes without saying, unless you're very into New Japan, brother, and you're just going to say a bunch of Japanese guys. That's a little bit of a different game. Big Cass gets the heat on Bryan. Now we move forward. What happens next? Bryan's going to be pissed off on SmackDown. The feud continues. Where are they going to go from here? I don't know, man. I'm confused. I don't know where they're going, and that's fine. Carmella, this match, listen. I like Carmella. a lot. I think she's gorgeous. I think she's got something to her character. She keeps improving by the week. She improves. She understands psychology more and more by the week. This match fell flat for me too. The ending was so lame. Like, Charlotte Flair, came up on the knee, and we already had the knee injury with Seth Rollins. The same thing happened in the first match, which was the best match of the card. Seth Rollins landed on his knee. grabs his knee. Same thing happened to Charlotte. Carmella super kicks the knee, rolls up Charlotte for the win. Now, after Charlotte gets a win on Asuka at WrestleMania, just demolishing Asuka's streak, she now loses back-to-back matches to Carmella. I don't really know how to feel about that. It's good for Carmella, but it's pretty much the only woman it's good for. This is where I started to get mad. This is where I expected Braun Strowman to be in this part of the card. This spot right here. On my card, this is where I had it. But we got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. No contest. A countout in a no DQ match? That's strange to me. I like the double kick to the balls, though. I thought that was hilarious. I laughed for like 5 minutes. On a show that lacks the Universal Championship, no Brock Lesnar, you get the WWE Championship match, and it's not the main event. It's not the main event. Sad. Just a sad night for WWE here. This feud, I guess, continues. Probably another match. Lashley and Strowman destroy Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Very odd storytelling here, man. I thought Zayn and Owens were over this, like, best friends, better enemies type thing. They were arguing and fighting and carrying on. Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman have kicked their asses now for 4 straight weeks. When's it going to end? Get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn into that tag team division ASAP. Put them up against Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt tonight on Raw. I implore you, WWE, make Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn relevant in the tag team division. They're one of the greatest tag teams to ever lace up the boots. If you ever watched their run in Ring of Honor, you would know what I'm talking about. Okay? They need to go for those tag team titles. They need to be involved with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. They should ultimately be the foil, the heels that Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy drop the titles to when the time is right. I'm not saying the time is now. I'm saying when the time is right. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn need to pick up some steam. They need to get the hell away from Braun Strowman at all costs. Then we had Reigns and Joe. And this is where I gave up, man. I gave up on the card last night. I don't miss a review show on Periscope. I'm doing this one on YouTube, and I'll probably talk about this on Periscope later. I'm trying to see how we do on YouTube Live here. Man, what is there to say about this match that hasn't already been said online? It started off awesome. Before the bell even rings, Samoa Joe jumps Roman Reigns, drags his ass outside the ring, throws him through a table, beats the bejesus out of Reigns, puts him through a table, throws him over both of the other announcer tables. Reigns is done. Samoa Joe should have won this match in 5 minutes. Okay, this match should have been more like Reigns-Lesnar. More like Lesnar-Cena. More like basically anything we've done with Reigns recently. Just odd, man. Just an odd match. I mean, Roman Reigns, I have no problem with him. I've always liked Roman Reigns, but I was just bored when he walked out. When he walked out, I just got bored right away. I'm like, here we go. Boos from the crowd. The same music we've heard 1,000 times. Here he comes. I'm getting tired of it, guys. The guy needs some character development. His character hasn't evolved at all. His character hasn't evolved this much since 2014. I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with Roman Reigns here. Samoa Joe goes to put on about 20 minutes, it felt like 20 minutes, worth of rest holds on Roman Reigns in this match. And the story is that he's gonna dominate Roman Reigns. He's gonna make Roman Reigns suffer. And then Roman's gonna come out of nowhere and win the match at the very fucking end, man. It was a lame duck show. I'm just so despondent. I don't even really want to watch Raw tonight, guys. But I'm going to, and I'm going to cover it on PWP Nation Twitter. But I am usually very lenient on my WWE grading scale. If you've ever watched my shows before on Periscope or on Twitch, I'm usually very lenient. I can't give them a pass here. Even though I said for weeks I was going to give them a pass because I kind of had a feeling Backlash was going to suck, but they shot themselves in the foot. And you can't blame any one person. You can't blame any. You can't even blame creative, really. You can't blame anyone. This is just the way it mapped out, because on paper it looked good. Like I'm looking at the card right now. On paper it looks good. But they had the matches in the wrong order. Seth Rollins as the IC champion, there's no reason you can't go outside the box and give him a main event of a pay-per-view at this stage of the game. The guy's earning it. The guy's earning it. So I'm giving this show, I grade this show on a scale of A to F. The show's a D, man. The show's a D. The show's a D. The only redeeming quality to me is Seth Rollins versus The Miz. Daniel Bryan, big win over Big Cass, but he got laid out at the end. That's just fundamental, it's what I could have told you that was going to happen, man. And I didn't because it was common sense. Nia Jax over Bliss. What the? That should have been a 2-minute squash. Guys, I'm sorry I don't have more for you, but that's all I got for you today. My Backlash review. I'm going to be gearing up for Raw in about an hour 20. But now I'm going to watch the Sixers probably drop this series to the Celtics and continue down a path of being upset about where WWE is heading. But hey, SmackDown's got Andrade Cien Almas and Sanity debuting probably tomorrow night. So that is definitely a positive here. Raw should kick off some new storylines tonight. I wonder if Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman are going to have some tension soon. I kind of felt like Bobby Lashley was looking at him funny last night a couple times, but I'm not sure if I was just seeing things or not. But I'm going to sign off, guys. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you're watching live, thank you. If you're a replay viewer, thank you so much. Please support the show. You can do so at patreon.com/PWPNation. Support what we do here on the site, pwpnation.com. Support us over there. And whatever you want to do to get involved, my name is Jay Alletto. Follow me on all social media platforms. That's ALLETTO. That's Alletto, Jay Alletto. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the flip side, all right? Later.